Welcome back to Lariat TV News for the spring semester. I'm Marin Small. We know this week has been crazy, but we're here once again to bring you news from around campus and Waco.
And I'm Riley Painter. First, we bring you a story about an author who is keeping a piece of Baylor history alive.
Nearly a century ago, a tragic train crash claimed the lives of 10 members of the Baylor community. Known as the Immortal 10, their story continues to shape Baylor's identity today. LTVN's Riley Painter spoke with the author who hoped to preserve their legacy.
I'm standing by the Immortal 10 Memorial where history and remembrance comes together. A man who spent years researching the tragedy says that the Immortal 10 is more than just a crash, but it's a legacy.
It's such a big tradition at Baylor, and this was before the memorial here was installed. The first edition of my book came out a year before that, but that was my motivation, just as a person who works at Baylor, who likes to understand and write about Baylor history. I thought this is a story that deserves to be told, and told well.
January 22nd, 1927, a Baylor basketball bus was struck by a train in Round Rock. 10 people were killed, marking one of the deadliest accidents in college athletics history. For decades, the tragedy was remembered, but details remain unknown.
There are some surviving manuscripts in the Texas collection here at Baylor between two of the mothers that lost children, and those children were best friends with each other. The names are William Winchester and Robert Hanna. And I quote from those letters that just to convey the heartbreak that they both experienced.
In his book, Copeland writes about the untold stories, with some impacting him more than others.
At the time when I first wrote the book in 2006, I had 3 young sons. Now they're adults, but the idea of losing a child is horrific. And yeah, that's something that really affected me emotionally.
Nearly a century later, the Immortal 10 will be remembered through stories and reflections in the Baylor community. For Lariat TV News, I'm Riley Painter. Baylor University announced a historic $30 million gift last Friday, the largest donation in the School of Education's 107-year history. Baylor School of Education will now be known as the Moody School of Education. The gift will fund scholarships, faculty research, and growing academic programming. Frances Moody Dahlberg, president and CEO of the Moody Foundation, said the gift will have a lasting impact on students and educators across Texas, stating, quote, Baylor University's Moody School of Education will play a critical role in preparing educators and advancing research, improving learning outcomes for all students. We are proud to support this work and to help expand Baylor's impact across classrooms, schools, and communities statewide.
Waco City leadership is changing, and the new manager has big plans for the community. LTVN Savannah Ford brings us the details.
After nearly 30 years with the City of Waco, Ryan Holt is stepping into the role of city manager. From police chief to assistant city manager, Holt has served the City of Waco since 1996 and is ready for this new position.
Well, I think it is a culmination of a lot of work for the city. The city organization and the community has been incredibly good to me as an individual, but also as a lifelong municipal professional, and so it's an honor to get to serve in that capacity.
Waco's growth will focus on strategic planning and partnerships, linking the Baylor and Waco community to support the city's development.
And so for those students who are looking to make an impact, to do something larger than themselves, there's few better places than local government. And so I would hope that they would look at all the things that local government does.
Students note that effective leadership impacts safety, housing, and daily life, shaping both the campus and surrounding neighborhoods.
Whoever leads Waco and, just stewards that leadership well, they're able to provide a community that is safe for us, and that provides the infrastructure where we can thrive on campus, but then also outside of campus and all sort of different involvements.
In Waco, Baylor students could contribute to the city and make a difference beyond university walls. For Lariat TV News, I'm Savannah Ford.
While many of us stayed inside during the winter freeze, Waco firefighters remain on duty, working around the clock to keep the community safe even beyond fighting fires. When emergencies hit Waco, firefighters are often the first to respond, not just to fires, but to whatever the community needs most. Waco firefighters never stopped due to weather and were out in dangerous conditions responding to downed power lines, pipe bursts, and emergency calls from across the city. They always remain ready at any moment to protect homes, neighborhoods, and lives, proving that even in the coldest moments, service to the community doesn't stop.
Next, we give you mental health tips as we start a new academic semester.
And highlight a business that is supplying art majors with necessary materials. Keep it here.
I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. This is how I wanna live. Forever we'll be singing like, oh, I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. This is how I wanna live. This is how I wanna live. Forever we'll be singing like, oh, I'll never get used to this.
As the semester has kicked off, Baylor students have already experienced some unexpected changes in their day-to-day. Here are some tips to keep your stress in check. Baylor University's Counseling Center, located on the second floor of the Student Life Center, advises healthy habits like exercising, taking breaks, and staying organized with your responsibilities. They say managing stress isn't about avoiding challenges, but finding balance and taking care of yourself.
Starting a new semester means checking off the long supply list before the start of classes. One local art shop is working with Baylor professors to make that process easier for students. LTVN's Abby Roper has more.
For Baylor art students, the start of the semester doesn't begin in the classroom. It begins here, figuring out what supplies they need to be ready to create the very first day.
For Baylor art students, the supply lists to get started can be lengthy and overwhelming. But one Waco business, MC Art Supplies, has teamed up with Baylor professors to make that process easier. Aaron Williams, owner of MC Art Supplies, said that the supply lists were an offer they made to Baylor and other universities.
And said, hey, you guys need materials, we have those, and we can, put together these convenient class kits for you guys. And it became sort of a really curated and convenient option for students.
This years-long partnership helps students find all the required materials in one place through an easy link that professors can send to their courses.
It's a convenience for us. I mean, and like I said, if they didn't do that, then we'd have students running around all over town and still not have everything when they need it. So it really helps us to be able to plan our schedule out for the semester about, I know I'm going to be able to start on the next day and get after it, and all the students will have the same materials. So it's really a good relationship.
The supply list helps students get straight to work, creating and crafting while also supporting a local business. Williams said the art kits are a special way they can support the Baylor community.
The component of building the class kits for Baylor and for colleges in general, it's we have a direct relationship. That's the big thing. It's it's curated. That's what's really special. Is the professors at Baylor, they really do love working with us, and they love us, and that makes everything. That makes our hearts happy, and that's everything. Because otherwise, what are we doing?
For Lariat TV News, I'm Abby Roper.
Some TikTok users say their content is being silenced after posting about immigration customs enforcement activity, raising questions about free expression on the platform. Across social media, TikTok users say their voices are being muted. In recent days, influencers and everyday users reported a sudden drop in views and video glitches after sharing concerns and personal reactions to ICE activity and its impact on communities. Many say contents discussing immigration enforcement or even unrelated everyday videos have been restricted or blocked entirely. TikTok has not publicly confirmed widespread shadow banning, but the experience has left users questioning who gets to be heard online.
If you are not only only showing one side of something, then in some way that is taking away your freedom of speech. And freedom of thinking. And so I don't agree with it and hope that it's just happens for not much longer and there's some sort of fix in the near future.
Coming up in sports, we preview men's and women's basketball road trip to West Virginia.
And recap all the major athletic events you probably missed over winter break. Stay with us.
Blessed are the catalysts, sparking invention from the unknown. Strong are the generous, taking up the call to serve the world. Needed are the peacemakers, seeking common ground for the common good. But don't worry, you can still be fierce on game days. The work you do is faith in action, fueled by the light burning inside you. The world needs who you were made to be. Dare to be you, indeed.
Women's basketball won its 8th straight conference game Tuesday night, and I was there to bring you full coverage.
Baylor women's basketball outlasted Houston Wednesday night, 82-66. The Bears survived a late comeback push by Houston, ending the game on an 11-0 run of their own. Baylor's 82 points were its highest mark in Big 12 play this season, and a change of pace for the typically defense-first team.
I mean, so often our defense carries our offense, and so this was one of those games that, you know, it was kind of like, even when they switched into zone, we hit the high post, we kicked it out, we hit a three. We finally executed, you know, some actions at the end of the second quarter where we hit a layup and a three on the same play.
Dariana Littlepage Buggs led the scoring with 25 points on 10 for 11 shooting, and Bella Fauntleroy contributed her first double-double of the season with 17 points and 12 rebounds. Baylor dominated the boards all night, out-rebounding the Cougars 41-25.
We're really close. We're always together. We're always laughing.
Always.
Like, we have different personalities, but they all are like it's good. Like, we don't have just this side, or it's just different personalities coming together, and it helps us out a lot on the defensive end and just playing in general, because it's like, okay, well, I can communicate with you. I'm comfortable with you. I can get on you, but I know that you respect me enough to know that I'm not mad at you. I just want you to be better for us. And I think that we respond pretty well to that.
With its 8th consecutive win, Baylor moves to 19-3 on the season and a Big 12 best 8-1 in conference play. The Bears will be back in action Sunday as they travel to Morgantown for a ranked showdown against number 22 West Virginia. Tip-off will be at noon on ESPN. For Lariat TV News, I'm Charlie Cole.
This Sunday, number 14 ranked Baylor women's basketball will take on the number 22 West Virginia Mountaineers. Despite their lower ranking, ESPN Analytics has the Mountaineers beating the Bears. The Mountaineers lead the Bears in points per game, field goal percentage, and steals. The Bears lead in rebounds, assists, and blocks. They are also 5-0 on the road in conference play, tied to their 8-game win streak.
If there's one thing that will be better next game, is defense. We're headed to West Virginia. Defense has to travel. Playing there is tough. It's really tough to play there. They're a really good team defensively as well. They get in you, they press, they're going to reach, they're going to be physical. So we have to be ready to give that back to them.
Tip-off is set for noon on Sunday, and you can watch the game on ESPN. This past Saturday, men's basketball took on TCU in the Foster Pavilion. Aiden Richmond has more from that game.
On Saturday, despite the freezing temperature, men's basketball took on TCU at the Foster Pavilion in a 97-90 point loss, which places the Bears at 1-7 in conference play, their worst start since the 2014 season.
I thought our guys didn't quit. I thought they fought to the end, and I thought the students and the people that were here made that happen. 17 turnovers, you can't win. So we got to get better with the execution. Defensively, we got to get more stops. Offensively, we had shots, we didn't make them, so you got to get more rebounds. And at the end of the day, I was really proud of the fight of the team and the fans for being here.
The Bears were led by Isaac Williams IV and Tunde Yesufu, each with 21 points on the night. Alongside their points, both players fouled out in the late minutes of the game.
You know, this game, yes, you know, we didn't get this, you know, the thing that we wanted, which is win. But I feel like we just head in the right direction. But I believe more in my teammate than anything, and I know together we're going to do some amazing things. And I know a lot of people been doubting us, but we're going to make this statement clear. We're just waiting for our right time, right moment, like everybody said, but God got us for sure.
Baylor is set to travel to Cincinnati on Wednesday. The Bearcats are 10-2 this season at home, where they beat number 2 ranked Iowa State earlier in the month. For Lariat TV News, I'm Aiden Richmond.
Men's basketball will continue its 2-game road trip Saturday when it travels to Morgantown to take on West Virginia. The Bears dropped their 4th consecutive game Wednesday night at Cincinnati, bringing them to a 1-7 conference record, tied for last place in the Big 12. The Mountaineers are 5-3 in the conference after a close home win over Kansas State Tuesday. Tip-off is scheduled for 3 p.m. and you can watch the game on ESPN2. Baylor Athletics had many events happen over the break. Brooke Cranford brings you a quick recap of everything you possibly missed.
Dariana Littlepage-Buggs secured her 1,000th rebound career milestone while contributing 10 points and 12 boards as number 16 Baylor held off Colorado 56-52 on January 8th at Foster Pavilion.
Crazy story. Freshman year, I really didn't know what a double-double was, truth be told. So I was really like, I don't know what that is. And once I figured it out, it just kind of stuck. And I just knew if I can do one thing, I can go rebound. And I just have stuck to that. So.
Despite men's basketball's worst conference season since 2003, the first-year head coach Scott Drew came to Baylor. He continues to have a positive outlook and appreciates the fans that continue to come to the games to support his squad.
Man, all I'm going to say is thank you, fans, students, and everyone that showed up.
After 11 years at Baylor, the men's golf head coach Mike McGraw announced that he retired from coaching. In 11 seasons, McGraw led the program to 20 team titles, 13 individual titles, and 11 All-American selections. Baylor track and field junior Molly Haywood was named the Big 12 Female Athlete of the Week on January 28th. She will lead the team to state for the first time on Friday to compete in Kansas State's DeLoss Dodds Invitational. For Lariat TV News, I'm Brooke Cranford.
As always, the Lariat will keep you up to date on all things Baylor athletics. Stick with us for updates on your favorite teams. Back to you, ladies.
Thanks, Charlie. That will do it for us this week on Lariat TV News. As always, we're glad you joined us.
See you next week. Stay warm and safe. And as always, sick 'em Bears.